Y'all get rocking, rolling, talking about the Charger. Nope, I said it. Challenger SRT8, baby. With the all-new Dodge Challenger, one of the most important considerations really has to be timing. Insofar as Dodge just released this car right as fuel prices spike, right as the government comes out with new fuel economy standards, and right as the rest of the world comes out with new carbon limits. It's almost like we flashed back in time to 1972 and the Arab oil embargo, which scuppered all the muscle cars that had just been released, including the original Dodge Challenger. I'm Isaac Bouchard of NiceDrivz. Stay with me as we determine whether this new Challenger is a beautifully rendered update of the classic or just a flash in the pan. All right, let's go do some driving. Under the hood, which is about as long as a flight deck on an aircraft carrier, is a true piece of American iron, the 6.1 liter Hemi V8. Output, 425 horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque. Actually, it's produced fairly high up the RPM band, which lends this car a fairly European characteristic for something so big in displacement. The numbers, pretty good. 4.70 to 60 dash and a low 13s quarter-mile run with a trap speed of about 108 miles an hour. Monster Hemi motor is attached to Chrysler's 5-speed automatic, which comes basically from Mercedes-Benz and is a leftover from the time they were tied together. It rips off some really tight shifts. My only issue with it is it doesn't rev match as you're trying to go down through the gears. The Germans are also responsible for the wonderful chassis under the Challenger, which is basically the Chrysler 300 chassis chopped 4 inches in wheelbase. It's incredibly rigid, unlike anything built in 1970, and offers exemplary ride control. It's really cushy despite the 20-inch wheels and rubber band sidewall tires. The other thing that's contemporary about the Challenger is its chassis composure in the corners. It's incredibly biddable. The back end will do whatever you want, anytime, anywhere. The front end is very predictable. It stays hooked up no matter what. The steering could use some more feel, and the fact that this ginormous wheel is period correct does nothing for me. It should be smaller and tighter and more differentiated from the 300 that the car's based on. The rest of the Challenger's interior is more successful. It uses those wonderful front buckets from the Challenger SRT8, which hug you in place no matter what the G-loads are, and are comfortable on a long trip. The quality, it's actually first rate, and it's a nice step forward for the Chrysler Corporation. And does it really matter if the Challenger SRT8 can't quite crack 20 miles per gallon on the highway? Not in my book. It's just so cool. It's the epitome of a scrumptious, bad mother-looking American automobile, and it goes well to boot. I think there's a place in today's over-homogenized and politically correct world for something like the Challenger. I'm Isaac Bouchard from NiceDrivz. Thanks for joining us.